Hello, welcome to my playthrough of Sonic 2. Going back to 1992, the year it was released. Last time we played my favourite Sonic game, which is Sonic 3. I thought it'd be nice this time, however, to go back and play the game that came before it, which was Sonic 2. Now, I'm actually playing the Anniversary Edition that was released on Origins, rather than, like I did last time, the original. Mainly just because there's no real difference in terms of the music, and it has some quality of life improvements over the original. However, at some point I might go back and do a playthrough of the original version. It's slightly harder, especially for me, because I find the special stages much more challenging in Sonic 2 than I did in Sonic 3. I'm actually very good at special stages in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but on Sonic 2 less so. I never actually owned this game as a child. I used to borrow it quite a lot from a friend, but it was never quite as good as 3 and Knuckles for me. I think mainly because I like the character of Knuckles, I like the setting more, I like the, you can call it a story, I like the kind of plot that runs through Sonic 3. I just think it's a better all-round game. However, there is an argument to be had that in some ways the level design on 2 in certain situations is superior, especially if you like the speed element of Sonic. I think Sonic 2 definitely perhaps has that as an advantage. So we've just entered one of the special stages. The idea being you have to get a certain number of rings. If you manage to hit the targets each time, you'll get a Chaos Emerald. And exactly the same as Sonic 3, you get all the Emeralds, you get Super Sonic, who, just as before, breaks the game. Now, I'm not as good, as I said, at these. It might take me a little bit, a few attempts to do some of them. These early ones, generally, I don't have any difficulty with. But as it progresses, some of them can be a bit annoying. Now you'll notice I've chosen to play with just Sonic. It gives you the option. The original game, to be fair, gave the option, although this one allows you to play as Knuckles as well, which the original one didn't unless you put in the Sonic and Knuckles cartridge. And the main reason I'm playing as just Sonic is because of these special stages. They are so much easier with just him, because later on you'll find that there are mines or bombs, whatever they are, and if you hit them you lose your rings, which can be really irritating. Now, one really good thing about Sonic Origins is if I'd gone through that bonus stage in Sonic 2, I'd now be back to 0 rings, but because it's on the Anniversary Edition, it makes it much easier. Now, I do believe you can actually get Super Sonic on the first act. It's not something I typically do. It usually takes me until Act 2 or 3 to get Super Sonic, but I believe if you look for them, there are all the special stages that you need on the first level. On the first zone, sorry. Like I said, these first ones aren't too bad. I remember being blown away as a kid at the sort of almost 3D nature of this stage. There are some people that are absolutely brilliant at these and hate the blue spheres on Sonic 3, but I'm definitely someone that prefers the blue spheres. As you can see, this one's fairly straightforward. Now, Sonic 3, like I said at the beginning, was released in 1992. I believe it came out on Tuesday in the UK. I believe, if I remember correctly, it was known as Sonic Tuesday. Absolutely huge at the time of release. It was highly anticipated. Sonic 1 obviously had been a huge success. Really helped to push the Mega Drive with Genesis. And Sonic 2 really did live up to all expectations. It was released to acclaim from critics. Had an interesting development after the success of Sonic 1. The team at Sega actually, the team at Sega actually split in two. Half of the team stayed back in Japan and made what would be Sonic CD, and the other half, led by Yuji Naka, moved to the US. I can't remember what part of the US. I believe it might have been the Sega Technical Institute was the name of the, or what had become the Sega Technical Institute. Made Sonic 2. I'm just going back a little bit because, as I said, there are quite a number. Oh, there's one up there. There's quite a few special stages on this level. It just helps to get them early, especially as the game gets more challenging later on. It can be a little bit more difficult to keep hold of 50 rings, so Emerald Hill is generally pretty easy. You can absolutely blitz through this at super quick speed. These monkey things are really annoying because they throw those, which can be a real pain. Now I can't actually get the special stage now, which is a bit annoying. But what I'll do is I'll take him out, hopefully, and then, or not. Actually, do you know what? Let's just carry on. So yeah, so obviously they went in two very different directions. Sonic CD, for those of you that played it, went in a very different direction to Sonic 2. I think Sonic CD wasn't as widely played as Sonic 2. Sonic 2 was obviously a huge success, so this kind of became the sort of blueprint for what subsequent Sonic games would be like for a while, and Sonic 3 is definitely more of this kind of mould than Sonic CD is. Sonic CD wasn't particularly loved by Sonic fans for a long time, but I think as time has gone on, people have appreciated it for what it was trying to do. It was trying to be a little bit different, and that may have been the way Sonic games would have gone. But obviously, history would say it wasn't. But I think both are very good games. So I'm just taking this level quite slow, just because I know there are quite a number of special stages around here. Like I said, compared to my playthrough of Sonic 3, though, I'm not as familiar with these levels as I probably should be or would like to be. And there you go. I knew there was one down there. This is where the advantage of having Tails comes in, because he can fly you up. In Sonic 2 Anniversary Edition, they've given you the ability to enable Tails to fly, which helps quite a lot. I'm just going to go back. I won't always be this slow, don't worry. But yeah, thank you for joining me on this playthrough. Hopefully it's somewhat entertaining. But if anyone's got any requests of any other Sonic games, or just any games in general that you think I should give a go playing, let me know, and I'll try and play through them. So here you go, already on the third one already. I think it's the same as normal, there's 7 chaos emeralds to collect. Hopefully after this we'll have 3. But as you can see, I think they're supposed to be mines, I'm not entirely sure, I can't remember, probably does say in the book somewhere. I do actually have Sonic 2 on the Mega Drive, and obviously last time I did play the cartridge of Sonic 3, and I was going to do that for Sonic 2. But you'll see if I do make any mistakes, it does, if you haven't played Sonic Origins, it does actually give you a second chance, which is no bad thing. Sonic Origins Collection is definitely worth picking up if you. It's probably the easiest way to play the games. You can actually play the original versions on here too, as well, to be fair. There you go. And that bit should be a third section now. problem is if you have Tails is because he's got a slight delay on Sonic. When you jump, Tails often won't jump in time, so you have to really take that into account and jump early, which is doable, but it is more difficult. Sonic 2 takes a similar sort of time to Sonic 3, possibly slightly long. It's about an hour to complete, a bit over probably for me because I'm not rushing through it, but it is built more for speed. But again, you carry on. There's definitely at least one more, I think possibly two more special stages. Oh, and there's one just at the end of here, I believe. I didn't want to go too fast and miss it. So hopefully this will give me number 4. I don't remember this one being too bad. Some of the later ones can be really annoying. And there's 4. I'm about to approach the first boss. Very easy and straightforward as all first bosses tend to be in games. It's just a case of jumping on Robotnik's head. Hit him a total of 8 times, like always. Now I've took a very long time on that first act, but a good Sonic player can get that done in a couple of minutes. And if you're a speedrunner, even faster. Now, I don't recall there being any checkpoints on this level. This is a very, very short level, if I remember correctly. There's probably a couple that might be hidden out of sight, but there's certainly not many. Ridiculously short if I remember correctly. So I'll put a bit of speed on this one. So this is Chemical Plant Zone, very cool music track. A lot of Sonic games have very good music, Sonic 2 is no exception. Some very nice tracks on here. And there you go. There probably was a special stage hidden in there somewhere, but we've got through. Pretty quick on that one, 1 minute. A lot of the Sonic levels, like I said, you can do very, very fast. I think speed, though, has almost been an issue for Sonic in later releases. It's almost become an obsession, whereas in actual fact, if they focus more on the gameplay, I think the game should be better for it. I think in 2D it's much easier to do speed, but I think obviously with the later releases, sometimes I've felt you can almost feel like you're on a track and you're not really in control, so I don't know, that's just my opinion. There's one down there, I'll go down there. I haven't quite, annoyingly though, got enough rings, sorry, so what I'm going to have to do is too short. Go up here and just see if I can grab a couple of rings from somewhere. I may not be able to get back in, let's just try. This is one of the new moves from Sonic Origins, drop dash. Usually just helps you to pick up speed quite quickly, but obviously it also comes in handy when doing stuff like that, because you can get to places that otherwise you wouldn't be able to. This one's quite difficult if I remember correctly. Yeah, you've got to start to appear on the ceiling. And there you go, not done enough. But the good thing, as I said, if we were playing on the original Mega Drive now, you wouldn't be able to do that, because you can earn gold coins in Sonic Origins. You can get another try. So even though I didn't hit any of the mines or bombs, I still didn't quite collect enough. As I said, there are a few that I do have some difficulty with. This is obviously one of them. And I think it's the penultimate one as well. It's quite hard. I don't remember the last one being too bad. A lot of it though is just pure memory. It's just memorising where what side you have to be on. There we go, should have done enough there, I think. And there's just 2 more to get, so not doing too badly. There's definitely another one on this level. The obviously disadvantage of not having tails is for boss fights. Tails is very, very helpful when it comes to tackling bosses. So that's the only problem with not having him in the game. But it doesn't have a major difference the very final boss. Tails isn't with you anyway, so it's just the sort of earlier bosses really that he becomes quite handy. I think there's one down here. I think this is number 6 possibly. I think you need to get a total of possibly 210 on this one. See, when you make errors like that, it's probably going to be quite difficult for you to do it now. Didn't quite do enough on this one. It might have to be a re-attempt. Going. Yeah, 210. No, managed to do it, that's good. So I think there's only one more after this. Should be at least one more before the before the last boss of the zone. It's quite an annoying boss actually. Quite a few ways you can die quite cheaply. This bit's really annoying because you get crushed quite easily. As I said before, a lot of people got this game as a pack-in, and it's not a bad pack-in game to have. I knew there was one there. This should be the last one. Usually the last one's the most difficult. I can't remember this one, to be honest. The fact that you need 100 rings straight away, there is quite a lot. Stating the obvious, but you want to try and get as many rings as you can early because the levels tend to get progressively more difficult. And sometimes you'll get ones where the bombs will come from absolutely nowhere, and it can be quite cheap because you can't see over around a bend or almost over the crest of the hill sort of thing. 190, so actually, providing I don't make any silly errors, I don't actually need that many. But there you go. kind of come from nowhere. And there you go, that's the last one. Now, as I said before, you can get them all on the first zone, but even on the second zone, that's pretty quick. I think I did have a second try on one of them, but even if I didn't do that, even on the original Sonic 2, they're not impossible to get. I must admit that that was a little bit easier than I remembered. I definitely had more trouble than that when I was younger. But similar to before, I'll just transform into Super Sonic now. You just got to be careful with this one because he has quite a bit of impact. It bounces quite far back, and you will still die if you fall into the pit. Like that. Oh dear. Let's try that again, but without Super Sonic. I've never liked this boss. It's always been one that's always caused me loads of trouble. Oh dear. It does help if you have tails, to be fair. You just have to be careful. As you can see with regular Sonic, he doesn't really... He doesn't jump back as much, but obviously if you do that, then you... Oh dear. My goodness, I'm having more difficulty than I remember on this boss. Let's give it another go. Well, I made that look incredibly difficult. Make sure not to die now. So we move on to the aquatic rune, I think it's called. A lot of people don't like this level because it's a water level, but actually, a bit like Sonic 3, sorry, the game will reward you for good play. So actually, you can avoid all the water, or pretty much all of the water throughout the level if you stay on the top path, which isn't impossible to do. I'll try and demonstrate that here. Just keep staying high. Don't need those anymore. Bubble shield's not as good in Sonic 2 as it was in Sonic 3. It's essentially just a shield. It's not as useful. There we go, 51 seconds. As I said, as I'm sure you've picked up, I'm not the best Sonic 2 player, but even I'm not having any major issues with it. And I managed to avoid all the water. Until now. So as you see, I missed that platform, which has now caused me to have to go down here, which is very annoying, I'm not going to lie. But as you can see, you can still get quite a bit of speed. I do need to be mindful of my oxygen though, so I am going to stop here. There you go. That'll fire a number of arrows. some more oxygen. Careful not to get squashed there. We're at the boss. So he'll fire. This one's very easy. He'll fire arrows. You jump on the arrows and you use that to hit Robotnik. Obviously, if you have supersonic, it's a lot easier. There you go. Simple as that. You can spend a lot of time on this level. This is a fairly iconic Sonic level, going into these slot machines, getting lots of coins. And my look at the moment, 3 Robotniks. I feel like I'm on a bit of a bad run at the moment. Need to up my game somewhat. That one will give you points. I've never been a huge fan of this level. I find it a little bit irritating, but it is a bit of a fan favourite. Again, good music. Not a particularly difficult level. I'd say more annoying than anything. Quite a good last boss. I keep saying last boss. So the end stage boss is pretty good. I'll transform to Super Sonic. You'll notice very similar to using Sonic 3. Not as helpful in this level actually, just because there's so many things to sort of hit yourself off. There you go. But done. Close. So obviously this game did introduce Tails, designed by a member of team at Sega. They wanted to create a sidekick character. Full name miles per hour, as in miles per hour, but more commonly known as Tails. Let's hope this time we don't get a Robotnik. Oh, here we go, that's better. Much better, much more helpful. I'm just going to take these out so I can carry on the level. In fact, I might even transform into Super Sonic just to try and be a bit quicker. We can stop bouncing around. I I don't like Tails as much as Knuckles. I think Knuckles is a better character, but still, I would say one of the better Sonic characters. And we're at the stage boss. So usually, obviously, you'd use these flippers. They're not called flippers. I can't remember the correct paddles, are they? To sort of catapult yourself up there, but obviously with Super Sonic, as I've mentioned before, it does try to break the game quite a bit, but there you go. That's that boss done. And we go on to the next level. I was a big fan of Sonic Mania when it came out. Disappointed to see that Sega didn't really follow that up. I've played Sonic Superstars. I might do a playthrough of that at some point, but I was less keen on it. I much prefer the sort of pixel art style of Sonic Mania. So at Hilltop Zone, there's quite a few zones in Sonic 2 I do find a little bit annoying, this being one of them. I also really don't like Oil Ocean and Metropolis, I think it's called. I just find these sort of catapult seesaw type things quite irritating. Going underground. Carry on a little bit. Again with Super Sonic, like before, you can still get crushed and squashed. Sometimes if you go too fast, you can crush yourself, which isn't what you want to be doing. Again, fairly quick level, like I said, I'm not going crazy. That was 1 minute 30, so quick act, I should say. I'm tempted to go back and play a lot of the Sonic Master System games. I actually grew up with a Master System first, so my first experience of Sonic was actually Sonic 2 on the Master System. A game that I used to be very good at, far better than this, but I think I'd have to play it a few times because I'm probably a little bit rusty now. If anyone would like to see that, or if we played for any of those games, then obviously just put a comment down below. Very good games, different to the Mega Drive games. Less, I'd say, about speed, more about platforming, which I quite like. Some very good Disney platformers on the Master System as well. Oh, I did that, I didn't need it. The last boss, as I said, you can't actually use Super Sonic. So it is much more challenging. I've always liked the musical Mystic Cave. Quite a few feet waves have died on this level though. Those things that drop down, those things that come out like that, you just saw. There you go. So that was actually going up, but somehow managed to still squash me. I think this game is worse than Sonic 3 for that. Doesn't really make sense. Super Sonic seems to somehow manage to squeeze himself into places perhaps he's not supposed to go. That's why you don't want to be going too fast. There you go, same thing again. Oh my goodness. Oh dear. I've gone from pretty much not dying at all on Sonic 3, apart from one really stupid bit, to, on the first level, to dying way too many times on Sonic 2. But oh well. At least I'm demonstrating my point. I'll have to just go a bit slower. Sometimes speed does kill. Right, be careful now not to get squashed. There you go. Got there in the end. It's obviously useful if you haven't got Super Sonic by this point. But I think probably most people probably have by now, especially if you played on Sonic Origins, because obviously you get those second chances. Another one here. In fact, I'll transform, I think. And try not to go too fast and get squashed here. Here you go. I've probably been overcautious now, but... Oh my goodness. I think I'm going to rage quit in a minute. This is mad. It's a frustrating level. I think I'm probably better off just not being Super Sonic at all. It's the same thing every time. I'll get through it eventually. Right. So I had to backtrack a bit there, but it didn't work. These are always horrible bits as well because you get crushed so easily here. Okay, now this takes you to Hidden Palace Zone, which actually didn't exist in the original Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I believe it was originally supposed to be in the game, but then for whatever reason they left it out. But as a treat to fans, they actually did add it to Sonic Origins Anniversary Edition of Sonic 2. Don't think the level really is properly complete, but it's an okay level. I'm not a huge Sonic Water fan. I think my least favourite Sonic level ever is Labyrinth on Sonic 1. I hate that level, and this at times reminds me of that. But again, you can actually avoid a lot of this by taking the higher routes, so some of it is my own fault. Didn't want to get caught there by the fire. Now the boss at the, I'll just let you see what the boss does. He drops these. The boss at the end of Mystic Rune is usually different. There you go. Hidden Palace. There is actually Hidden Palace, so in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And we enter now my least favourite level. Well, probably my second least favourite level. Actually, another level that's going to come up later, Metropolis, is probably worse, to be fair. But I don't know why, but I've never liked this level. I've always found it really annoying. I just think it's seems to go on for ages. It's quite a slow level compared to all the others. Lots of annoying enemies like this. You get crushed really easily. They did quite a good take on this level though on Sonic Mania, which I actually did prefer. Just transform. Again though, you can get crushed quite easily, which obviously isn't what you want when you're trying to finish a game as quickly as you can. That's the first act done. Last boss can be quite tricky on this level without Supersonic. These octopuses are a bit irritating as well. Here it is. Try and get as many hits in as you can. That's a simple strategy if you're having any difficulty with that boss. I think the first half of Sonic 2 is definitely more enjoyable than the last half. I really don't enjoy Metropolis Zone. There's 3 of this as well. Again, it's just a really slow, clunky stage. With lots of easy ways to die. Not particularly hard, I'd say probably more frustrating. Just silly little things like that if you're not looking. And there's lots of those starfishes. They seem to be everywhere in the level. Generally you won't keep Supersonic for the whole level. They're very, very long levels. Especially I think it's the second one. It seems to go on and on and on. Go, there's more of those starfish. You can imagine if you don't have Supersonic, they can be quite frustrating. Didn't mean to do that. Get it there, but it's not going to let me. Now that was 2 minutes 42. Now that's quite long for a Sonic 2 level. And it only gets worse. Although it doesn't help when I don't help myself. You definitely have to take this level quite steady. Sure what happened then. These just go around sort of in a clockwise direction. Again, it's going to be these starfish that cause problems. Cheap ways of killing you. Yeah, my only criticism of Supersonic is he can be quite sensitive to control. It's unlikely I'll be able to keep him for the whole level anyway, just because there's not a lot of rings. Try and get as many as we can though. And that's the second one done. And there's one more. I don't know why they decided to put 3 on this level. Maybe they had 3 lots of ideas and just decided. Or probably more likely they were running out of ideas. I think it's the starfish that I hate the most. Because they seem to... I don't know, those things are quite annoying. It's definitely easier taking the higher road. I think it's up here. No, wrong. You can imagine without supersonic how that bit can be very, very frustrating. As I'll have to find out now anyway. I'm probably not going to be able to keep hold of supersonic now. Hopefully I'll be able to at least get past that bit there. Almost done. Just got to be quite patient with this one. Don't want to make any silly mistakes like that. And that's that boss done. Not far from the end of the game now. There's a sort of on rails level next, where we'll get to see Tails again. Sky Chase. This level can be a bit annoying, to be fair. I think this is the thing for me, and this is why I've always preferred Sonic 3. I just feel like the highs on Sonic 2 are brilliant, but I just feel like there's levels like this that are just a bit irritating. Not particularly hard, but sometimes Tails could miss you as well. Got next craft now. The level actually ends, or the next level I should say begins with the plane being shot down and you jumping onto that craft. There's a little bit more to go through first. Tails' plane, the tornado, and there you go. Bit of a pointless level in my opinion, but maybe some people enjoy it. So the plane gets shot down, and then we're on penultimate level really, and the last full level, which which is Wing Fortress. Not too bad of a level, to be fair. Has its cheap moments where you can fall into pits and things, but generally not too bad. I'll say that now and I'll probably die every time, but I really did speak too soon there, didn't I? Get these just in case we need them later on. I could transform now, but I'm not going to. Just to make it a little bit easier for me. As I said, Supersonic can be a bit of a pain to control, so it just makes it a little bit easier to navigate. I think if I lose the bubble, though, I probably will. But there's some quite intricate platforming on this level, so like I said, it does in some ways make it more difficult, but I think it's probably going to be better for me to do it. And these obviously move. Oh, I'm going to jump back. You've got to go up there. Up here, that's it. Checkpoint now, which is good. And a bit of invincibility without having to use Supersonic, no bad thing. Again, we're going to come to some quite intricate platforming bits in a minute. You want to try and follow those rings down here, down to there, and then down to here. And this bit can be quite annoying, so you want to wait for those to come out and then follow these across very carefully, but they do go back in and you want to really tight turn around. There we go. Jump over that. And then this is the boss of the level. I am going to transform here. This is one of those bosses you can get crushed, so you have got to be slightly careful. And then we come up to what is the last level, which is Death Egg, which isn't really a level, it's essentially just the final Robotnik fight. Now, when I was a child, I used to have so much trouble with this level. I used to struggle just to get past the first bit. Where you fight Metal Sonic, but it's actually very easy. Well, I say it's very easy, I'm watching make mistakes now, but hopefully shouldn't cause too many problems. Not sure how Sonic breathes in space, but we'll let that pass. And here we are in Death Egg. No coins, so it's one hit, you're dead. Metal Sonic's not too bad, you've just got to not be too greedy with the hits. You can usually get at least 3 there. Then he'll go along the ground, and you can, if you're careful, you should get another 3 in. go. So that used to cause me no end of problem. This boss still can, if I'm honest. I tend to take it the slow way. If you're very good at the game, you can actually hit him multiple times, and there are people that can do this boss in a matter of seconds, but I tend to do it, I guess, which is probably the way it was designed to be done, the slow way, which is essentially to avoid him. The time you jump right, you can get him there. So I tend to just sort of wait for him to fall, move out the way, then he come down, and then I jump into him and kill myself. Not like that. So we're back here again. Again, that's what I said about not being too greedy with the hits, but usually you can get 3 in there. But I'll just go for 2. And then we'll go for 2 here. Then he should go above my head. And then hopefully get another 2 in here. And there you go. Like I said, that boss causes no trouble at all. I can't fully remember the strategy for this one, to be honest. Like I said, I'm not as familiar with Sonic 2. I know you can definitely hit him there, but you've got to get the arc just right, or those spiky hands get you. I might just observe on this one, to be fair. I know he comes down and the arms will come out. One. I just hit it once. The problem with this boss is, I think, from memory, you have to hit him about 10 times. So really, I think it takes more hits. But I'll just do it the slow way. You kind of confine into one side, those arms can't get you either. You've just got to be ready as he comes down and hits him there. That's 3 so far. And he'll take it to the sky now. And again, like I said, if you watch other YouTubers though, there are more sort of efficient strategies that you can use. But I just find this one kind of is sort of the easiest one not to mess up. If you time it right, you can actually end up behind it, and you can essentially almost take him out in one sort of bit, really. I'm not sure how many that is now, probably about 4 or 5. I mean, it's a slow strategy, but it does work. Again, just be careful of those metal hands, because they can. If you get behind him, I believe he does also throw bombs though, so it's just something to bear in mind. Shouldn't be too many more now, maybe a couple. But as you can see, the arms can't get you, which is the main problem. Gotta be getting close now. I think I've hit him about 8 times. You want to keep trying to bring him into the corner if you're going to use this strategy though, just so then the arms don't get you. There you go, done. And then you just want to run to the end. And that's Sonic 2 on the Mega Drive Genesis, but obviously the Anniversary Edition. Because obviously I've got all the emeralds, I get the better ending. So we can actually fly. Obviously if you hadn't got the emeralds, Tails, Sonic falls from the sky and Tails catches him in the tornado. And they both go towards the screen. So yeah, not the best playthrough. I'm not going to say it was. Obviously a lot of mistakes. I'm not as familiar with Sonic 2. But hopefully you enjoyed it nonetheless. I will do more Sonic. I might change it up a little bit, perhaps do another different genre of game. But I'm happy to take on requests. If anyone would like me to go through the Master System Sonic games, I'm happy to do that. Just let me know in obviously the comments below. But if you like this sort of content and you want to see more, then obviously like and subscribe. And hopefully I will see you all again soon. I'll leave the credits running, but thanks for joining me and hopefully see you all soon.